Oh, I need to update this. So, High Inquisitors did decide to, on the coin flip, they did win it, in fact. They decided to go for first pick. Business of Ferrets banned out, Dragonshire, as well as Towers of Doom. High Inquisitors banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Cursed Hollow, which led to Business of Ferrets taking us to Infernal Shrines, one of the large maps. Random tasks! Welcome to the community and welcome to the chat. I'm doing quite well. Hopefully you are as well. And let's go into the draft. This is, yep, the right screen. So, it looks like we're going to have some healers choked out of the map here, with both Brightwing and Anduin being banned. As this is week 2, we might see some more targeted bans and such. Yeah, we got some support for the various teams. Always makes me happy. Always, always, always makes me happy. I like to see fans of the teams show up and support their teams. Leoric is the next ban, as well as Hogger, both solid bans. So offlane and healers are kind of limited right now. And Kel'Thas is the first pickup, a very common pickup for the map and this division. Division C is kind of on the higher end of where comfort picks matter more than meta. So you get to see some really interesting stuff here. It's high C and low B, where that's kind of the zone where comfort picks mean more than anything else. Stukov and Varian are the next picked up. You like the energy? Hopefully it's an entertaining match. I try! It's hard for me to keep the energy up all cast, but we try our best here. I'm already going through a ton of water. This does not bode well. ETC is the next pickup, as well as Sonya, another solid pick for the map. ETC Kel'Thas can be a bit rough if they can really synchronize those stuns. That is a pretty dangerous combo, and Varian does not really have an easy way out of it, whether he's offlane or tank. This is the division where people try to make Varian a tank, but he's not a tank. If you ask me, he's not a tank. Even Taunt Varian is not a tank. Taunt Varian is a bruiser with crowd control. Rhaegar is the next pickup. He does basically have infinite mana on the map, as well as just passive AoE objective clear, which is very nice to have. I'm curious what this ban is. We might see probably tank or damage. Might see Tahaka banned. Nope, it's Jaina. Jaina gets banned out here. Jaina with Taunt Varian is a bit rough. That Blizzard does do a lot of damage if you are stuck in place with that taunt. I'm a little worried about that ad timer. I'm just gonna snooze the next ad, make sure it doesn't happen during the match. Yeah. Okay, yep. Tychus and Blaze are the next pickups. Let's go ahead and set out the prediction while this comes to an end. And yes, oh, I can't think of anything clever, so we'll just say that. And we'll give you guys 2 minutes. Alright, let's go ahead and start out that prediction. That should be about perfectly timed for you guys. Oh, wait, no. That's not perfectly timed. It's fine. Whatever. We'll figure it out. Alright, and the final pick, Whitebane and Vala. And then the final pickup, Lunara. That is a bit of a tricky one for Whitemane to try and out-heal. Whitemane is really good with burst damage, but Lunara can just absolutely drain her mana like no tomorrow. But a good white main should be able to keep up after a Lunara. That's going to be a pretty major deciding factor for this match. If the white main can keep up after the Lunara, that's going to seriously nullify one of the major damage dealers. And if she can't, then that's just a lot of damage, and it's very difficult to keep up after all that damage. Very, very difficult to keep up after all that damage. Usually... Yeah, no, I'm not sure how I feel about these graphs, honestly. It does look like it's going to be a main tank variant. I will continue to argue into the never-ending void that variant is not a tank, but that is beside the point. Let's go ahead and hop into the game here. Give you guys some music. On the left side, we have the High Inquisitors with Killer Fairy on Vala, Bandit on the Kel'Thas, Striker Killer on ETC, Funko on Sonya, and Skin Maniac on Whitemane, who actually looks kind of cute there. On the right side, we have Business of Ferrets, CCS9. Is this a crossover? Yes, I gave you guys their whole name. With Vince Noah on the Lunara, Memzed on the Varian, Emberb on the Tychus. I don't know how to pronounce that. Hagen Len on Stukov, and Useless on Blaze. Lunara's gonna have a hard time versus a Vala and Sonya Elite, I'd imagine. She does have issues with range, and Kel'Thas is able to get a lot of living bombs on her and stuff. She is gonna be helpful for the 4-man rotation, assuming that is what happens. And don't discount the vision control. A good Lunara can offer a lot of pressure just with the vision alone. But that does not look like that's going to be relevant quite yet. These waves are getting absolutely demolished by Kel'Thas. ETC kind of trying to slow down the rotation a little bit. With Varian not having access to his 4 currently, that is going to slow down the capabilities of Teamfight. And ETC shutting down the 4-man rotation. Varian does manage to pick up the XP, but both sides do start picking up their camps. ETC stalling out just with his sheer presence. But it does not look like they're going to go for the invade. Instead, potentially go for the neutral camp. Kel'Thas blowing up the wave as is normal. And Blaze comes down for the double rotate, double soak. So we may potentially see the off lane focus on that and a 4-man push bottom. If that's the case, I think Sonya has the slight advantage. Neutral camp is picked up for the High Inquisitors. And mid camp does start to get cleared out. I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of water while not much is going on, and then cover the talents. So we do see Pity the Frail. That's going to help a lot with the keeping up after Lunara. It is Taunt Varian, so they are probably going to try and play him as main tank, which I won't scream into the ether anymore for this match. Kel'Thas already about halfway done with his quest, which makes sense. They are doing the double rotation. Interesting that it's Slam Talent 1 and Hurricane Talent 2. To be fair, there are a lot of slows that Whirlwind could break her out of, and I don't remember what it competes with on that talent tier, I'll be honest. Stuko going for Biotic Armor. I feel like Biotic Armor is kind of a trap, but it is 15% damage reduction on most of what Vala does. Red team is already in position, putting a lot of damage onto ETC. Big silence, big stun, big taunt! ETC does go down after all. But Kel'Thas drops just slightly beforehand. Big team fight on the wrong objective, actually. And it does look like Business of Ferrets is going to start the siege while going for the objective. Makes sense with a double kill. They do have talent tier advantage as well, and a camp pushing. Sonya can't really deal with this on her own. You do see the help pings happening. Objective is going to probably be dealt with about as fast, regardless of who they send onto the objective. So it makes sense how they're setting this up. Stukov is a little low. ETC positioning a bit aggressive, but he is out of sight at the moment. And Business of Ferrets backs off. Only 10 of the minions, or monsters rather, left to the objective. Taunt onto the ETC. Big combo. Tank healer combos. That is what gives you games in Div C, and that is hard to contest with. I speak from first-hand experience on how scary that is. To go down on the side of High Inquisitors. If that synchronization between the tank and healer is consistent, the fact that... Oh, did she take cleanse? She did take cleanse. That is going to be huge. Kel'Thas does go down, a little aggressively positioned there. Should be okay, though. Both the off lanes going to double soak, and the fort falls down for High Inquisitors. Now that Whitemane has a cleanse, though, that should help mitigate the tank healer if they're good with their cleanse. Already, I will say, the level of competency shown from Div C here is pretty high for both teams, but especially Business of Ferrets. It is a big ask for High Inquisitors to try and go and compete against that. But, again, they've shown some significant levels of competency already. Like, is this Div C? This is Div C, right? This does not look like Div C. ETC does go in to try and save the Sonya. And does manage to do so. Sonya does heal herself back up. Kel'Thas and Sonya both try and answer that top lane there. And the invade comes out from Business of Ferrets. Cleanse is on CD, and so they do have to be wary of the taunt, and 10 advantage is available for Business of Ferrets, and ETC does go down. Just a little too aggressive without 10s, and without a cleanse. So just quickly looking at some of the other talents, new habits is a bit unusual. I don't usually see new habits. There is a fair amount of crowd control, though, that the Unstoppable can help from. Everything else is about standard. I don't like Not Matt. Okay. I thought that was bigger they are. Not bigger they are. In the rhythm. I don't like in the rhythm. Don't like it at all. Already 2 forts down on the side of High Inquisitors. Kel'Thas, though, starting to do some work. Unfortunately, he seriously needs 13s. 13s will put a lot of pressure on the side of Business of Ferrets. Business of Ferrets doing exactly what they should here. 10s are now available for High Inquisitors, and they just back off. They just absolutely do not want to fight right now. Just keep the pressure on and try and keep their advantage, trying to push into that 13 advantage. They pick up their own camp, ETC trying to anchor some bushes. He's just a little too squishy against this absolute blow-up potential, though, so he has to play a little safe. He can't quite anchor the way that he is. He has only been punished for it once, though, so he might be okay. Whitemane does need to be within reach to respond, though. Shrine does get started off in the middle. Let's quickly double-check. Oh, can you not see yet? I guess you can't see yet. Leap does go out, as does the Mosh Pit. Mosh Pit does get interrupted. Bunker goes down to try and save the Blaze. Sonya's the first to go down here. Bunker putting in some serious value and completely negating that Wombo combo, which it looks like that's what the draft was for, and that Blaze is just saying, nope, you can't do it. This is a Frost Punisher. This is going to be a ton of pressure onto High Inquisitors. It is going to be borderline impossible for them to stop this roll, especially down talent tiers. They need Sonya to come back very quickly, and they need to make a play here. If they do not make a play, then honestly, I think they're just going to get snowballed out of control. Stun onto the Blaze. Bunker is not available. Another stun following up onto the Blaze. He loses a lot of HP. Taunt to try and keep him alive. Big ult from the white main. Sonya backs out of the fight. Just a little bit of HP. Another stun on to the Varian. Silence trying to stop the ETC. Frozen Punisher is picked up by Red Team, but Red Team is forced to disengage. Cleanse, I believe, is still available, which should allow them to bait this jump if needed. Kael'thas did finish his quest, so he is pretty beefy at the moment. Let's see. ETC does not hit the slide. That is a very difficult thing to do, to be fair. But he does get healed up. Jump probably should have been baited behind the wall, but it looks like this objective is going to be fully negated in the mid lane. But is it going to instead be a fort in the bot lane? About 10 minutes? Yeah. No, that's a favorable trade for High Inquisitors, honestly. A fort so that they can easily save their keep. I think you take that trade every time. That is a little bit of extra map pressure. But like I said, we're at 10 minutes, losing a fort in another lane. To be fair, it's the guaranteed next objective lane, which makes it a little bit more questionable. Top camp does get picked up. That can push nearly forever, aside from the catapults. Not sure. We might see another fight initiate. Talent tiers are the same. If High Inquisitors is looking to fight, now is the time. Business of Ferrets does smell it out, though, and just goes for their camp in the mid lane. They're just playing very safe right now, which is absolutely the right move. And High Inquisitors is forced to back off and answer this pressure in the mid and bot lane. But to be fair, Business of Ferrets does kind of have to answer this top lane. Blaze does fine. Yeah, Blaze does fine on his own. Neutral camp is picked up by the side of Business of Ferrets. They are pretty close to 16s here. Sonya in a little bit of danger on her own, but she should be okay. She does have leap to get out of any situation she might find herself in. Did he go for the roots? He did go for the roots, which is very good because he's been landing pseudo roots all game. Not a whole lot going on here. Greater spell shield makes sense. Most of the spell damage is bursty. Ultimates, we saw most of them. Swipes, probably the right move against a wombo combo like this, but I could see an argument for the shove. Banner of Dalaran! That is going to be very huge for white main. That increases everything she does sustain-wise, because it increases her damage as well. So, like, honestly, probably... Sorry, no. Confused. I was on the wrong team there. Honestly, not sure if Dalaran's the right call there. I probably would have gone Ironforge. But we'll see. That spell damage may be what gets Lunara to be incredibly scary. Now, objective is announced. We got 10 seconds left, and Varian is already anchoring and ready to go. So the question is, pick comp or combo comp? Who wins? Does look like High Inquisitors does not want to take this fight, which does make sense. They are down 16s, just barely. So they're going to try and get 16s. I don't know if they have enough time, though, I'll be honest. Objective is already half completed by the side of Business of Ferrets. And looks like it's probably going to be... And 16s are picked up. They have to engage now if they have any hope of getting this objective. Sonya looking for the engage. She does leap, not hitting anyone with the stun. Big root. Unstoppable does keep her alive. She does pop that shield, which is absolutely huge. Living Bomb spreading a decent amount. Odin does finish off the objective. And High Inquisitors backs off. Unfortunately, not able to secure a kill. That is going to be seriously damaging for them. They might lose a keep out of this. I do think they overall have better 20s, though, I'll be honest. So if they manage to keep... If they stay alive, they'll manage to keep the defense up. If they keep the defense up, Taunt does go on to the ETC. Okay, not much else is happening. If they do manage to keep the defense up, then I think they have the better 20s and they might be able to turn this game around still. But they have to not die and they have to get this defense successful. Keep putting a fair amount of damage on to the side of Business of Ferrets. Jump does go out. Tychus in a lot of danger. Big silence, though. ETC trying desperately to stay alive. Unstoppable does get him out of danger. Varian dropping very quick. That is 2-for-0 trade so far. Swipes causing the disengage. We might see Stukov caught, though. Slow does go on to the Sonya. She might get her Q. She does! Big damage onto Stukov, and he is caught down. That is a 3-for-0 trade. They gotta turn this into a series advantage, though. Picking up this camp, not a terrible decision to let them heal up, but they need something more. They honestly need to take a fort right now. I guess they do have a solid 20 seconds, to be fair. They also don't have summons, which is rough. They do want to go for the fort here, though. Stukov's still down for 20 seconds. Front wall is grabbed. 10 seconds till Stukov's up. Probably 20 till he's ready to fight. Bit of damage going out onto ETC. Does not look like they're going to successfully grab the fort here, but they will back off, dealing about half the fort's damage. That is a solid win for the High Inquisitors. Talents are equal now. And they do manage to get out of danger. He is going very living bomb. Honestly, I'm desperately hoping that he picks Flamethrower. If he picks Flamethrower, that's going to be a serious boon. But it does look like Business of Ferrets are going for the keep here. We might see a massive combo, though. We are pre-20s. Oil does slow, grab, stun does hit the Blaze. Moshpit does get interrupted. Phoenix trying to prevent the aggression. Bunker goes down probably a little early. Big combo onto the white mane. She's trying desperately to stay afloat. She does have the healing reduction, and she does go down. KTZ, though, trying to get the Blaze in revenge, and Blaze goes down. That is a 1-for-1 trade. Ooh, 1-for-2 trade as Kel'Thas goes down. 2-for-2 trade as Varian goes down. 2-for-3 trade as ETC goes down. Sonya trying to run for her life. Objective is called. Big Wave taking the top fort for free. Is 3v2, though. I don't think Sonya and Vala can stop the objective from being grabbed here, and I don't know if they can take a solid trade to get back in this game. And this objective is going to be an 18-minute Punisher. That's going to be scary. That is going to be seriously scary. 20s are available for both teams, though, so Sonya can basically become immortal 3 times over. And it is Business of Ferrets who back out of the fight. Sonya does have leap, so they could do a nasty stun combo and take someone out. White Mane is back, so this is a 3v3 right now. Objectives neck and neck. Odin does get popped to try and secure the objective. Kel'Thas and Vala doing everything they can to secure the objective. Phoenix does go out. Leap onto many blazes on his own against the enemy team. Big mosh pit Frozen Punisher does get picked up by High Inquisitor. 3 down on the side of Business of Ferrets. Here are the powerful 20s I was referencing, putting in some serious work. Frozen Punisher pumping into the fort. Lunara doing a little bit of dodging to get out of danger here. One does need to back to answer the blaze, and it looks like it's the Sonya. This keep should go down pretty easily here. Lunara does not have a ton of anti-siege. Blaze does have a fair amount of siege, though. I think Sonya wins that 1v1, though. But it is a base race. Blaze does get bullied off of the core after getting it to 40%. It is 20 seconds left until Business of Ferrets are back alive. ETC doing what he can to try and keep the Lunara at bay. Kel'Thas putting as much damage into the core as he can. They probably should look at backing out pretty soon, unless they're going for the win here, and they look like they're going to suicide onto core as it drops down to 30% health. Deathmosh is still available. Kel'Thas doing the best he can to stay alive and put as much damage down. Core down to single digits of percent, and it does, in fact, go down by the smallest of degrees. Let's go ahead and go to the match end screen while I grab water and you guys catch up with that fantastic end. Alright, let's go ahead and pop that prediction. Quickly look at the talents. Throw that up there. That was an insane game one. That was an absolutely insane game one. I'm speechless. Like, I'm sitting here drinking my water trying to think of what to say. I'm just speechless. I am absolutely speechless. Like, my word. I don't know what to say. That they came back from the brink. Like, probably should just catch up with chat and react to chat to frickin' figure out what to say. Oh, yes. Thank you, Redig, for the follow, and welcome to the community. Not even close. It was definitely close. You're proud of your baby boy? Yeah, you should be. Like, both sides did incredibly well. High Inquisitors turned it around at the last second. My word. Like, it's my job to know what to say here, and I don't. So, instead we're gonna go ahead and go into an ad break. And, yeah. Alright. I tried to proc the ad break properly. So we'll see how that goes. If you guys are still watching, thank you very much for various contributions to do that. looks like we're going to this place. Alright, ad break should be concluding. Thank you. So, very quickly announce some alerts, because you guys apparently like my stuff. Grudo King 97, thank you for the follow and welcome to the community. Hunter Rust, thank you for the follow and welcome to the community. And Northern Touch, welcome to the community. Chat's being wonky because of various reasons. Striker, first time shot calling clutch calls? First time shot calling. Those were some beautiful shot calls. Like, even when they were at serious disadvantage, those were some solid shot calls. Loving the caster, by the way? Thank you so much. You have no idea how happy it makes me to hear when you guys love my work. I try my best. I like to think I'm a good mixture of... Wow! That goal was demolished! Oh my word. I like to think I'm a good mix of entertaining and, yeah. Thank you guys for demolishing that goal! Took a little while for the previous goal. This one just, oh my word. Eternally Blue TV, thank you for the follow. No Purpose for a Name, thank you for the follow. Yeah, thank you guys for destroying that follower goal, and... Okay, they need a minute, so I'll take a minute. I was trying to say I kind of wanted to, like, figure out how to get rolling into this, but, like, still be thankful and stuff. But if they need a minute, then I will just take some time to, talk to you guys, and yeah. So, welcome all of the newcomers. Hopefully I see you guys around more often. I try and catch games whenever I can. There's more information on why I can't always catch them down below if you are curious, but I don't like to bog you guys down with that. I try to go for as educational as well as entertaining as I can, so the fact that you guys are enjoying it makes me very, very happy, and hopefully I will get to see more of you in the future. Current goal is 2 a week. That's my current goal. We got a lot of people cheering for the Inquisitors. I want to hear some more people from business. There's got to be some business fans out there. Come on! Say something! Totally not just trying to blow up my engagement rate. I forgot to pause the game. Actually, won't edit that out. We'll be fine. Alrighty! So... I forgot to update this. There we go! So, High Inquisitors did win the coin flip, leading to business of Ferrets going for the map, or being forced into the map pick. High Inquisitors banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Cursed Hollow. Business of Ferrets, in response, banned out Dragonshire and Towers of Doom. Business of Ferrets then took us to Infernal Shrines, which High Inquisitors had a neck-and-neck win against them in. Which means Business of Ferrets got to choose either first pick or map pick, and they said, we're going for map pick and taking you to basically the map you banned. Which is a fair response. Alright. Let's go Ferrets 2. I have friends on both teams, so I can be impartial. Good. Very, very good. Vane, are you done being lazy? I don't think you're around. I think you're still being lazy. Damn it. I have to do everything myself! Alright, the Stukov Respect ban coming out, followed by a Brightwing ban, as well as a Leoric ban. That feels so targeted and is so fair. Speaking from the perspective of someone who was a healer that was targeted banned regularly, I love that feeling so much. I actually got, like, if you look at one of my, highlighted clips, you'll notice I was freaking starved into a Lily at one point. That was, like, the only choice I had. It was beautiful, and it made me so happy. Johanna is the next pickup. Makes sense. She can provide a lot of map pressure on her own. And the Hogger is the first pick for the High Inquisitors. I actually don't want this to end. I'm actually kind of rooting for Business of Ferrets, just so this doesn't end and we go to a game 3. Honestly, like, as weird as it sounds, I'm kind of in that position. I'm doing Muradin, another tank healer duo. I want to talk to Business of Ferrets. I know that healer's thought process. I miss having a tank I could trust that much. We'll have to see if this combo works as well as the previous one did, because if it does, that is a mess, and you need a cleanse. Kel'Thas and Rhaegar are picked up. Rhaegar does in fact have a cleanse, so if that combo is insane, Rhaegar does have the answer. He actually has a cleanse from 1, which is nice. Kel'Thas bringing a lot of map presence, as well as lots of tight corridors, so there's a lot of just free damage Kel'Thas can put out there. And the stun's nice. The stun's always very nice. Garrosh is the next ban. Interesting, considering Anduin actually kind of counters Garrosh. So, yeah. I'm curious what this ban's gonna be, though. I'm also kind of setting up the prediction. So, bear with me if I'm not super talkative for the next moment. But yeah, like, Sylvanas! Not her strongest map, but she is pretty strong. She does also have some solid synergy. So, fair enough. Fair enough. There we go. I came up with a good joke. Thank you, bot. Very, very helpful. That's the perfect timing for that. Lunara and Sonia! Do we have enough people who can jump? I don't think we have enough people who can jump! Oh, beautiful. Why the Garrosh ban if your entire team can just jump out of danger? Oh. Vala and Nubarak. Lots of crowd control combos there as well. I think they're going for more pick than Wombo this time, which I think will work better for them. Anduin can deal with pick comps pretty well, though, so... And Muradin's hard to pick. So, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting nevertheless. And the Tychus is the final pickup to try and squish that beetle. Honestly? Yeah, an interesting draft. I don't have much to say about it. We have 2 people who can't jump on Business of Ferrets. 0 out of 10. Garbage draft. Only 3 of the 5 can jump. I don't know why I find that amusing, but I do. And that's fine. We'll give you guys 2 minutes again. Why? What? Okay, I need to run an ad very quickly. Yeah, we'll run the ad there. I'm very sorry about that ad timing, but, like, There's nowhere else I can do that. And it was going to happen in a more important moment if I didn't do it there. I'll apologize again in a minute, but we'll wait for the introductions and stuff.
3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin.
Alright, sorry guys for that ad break. I had to do that now so that we didn't have to worry about that later. Rare Shadona stream, not so rare anymore, but let's go ahead and go into the introductions here. On the left side, we have the High Inquisitors, with Stalker Killer on the Beetle, Killer Fairy on Vala, Bandit on Kel'Thas, Funko on the Hogger, running away, Stin Maniac on the Rhaegar. On the right side, we have Business of Ferrets, CCS9. Is this a crossover with Vince Noir on Lunara? Memzed on the Muradin. I'm a Burb on the Tychus. Useless on Sonya and Kagamenlane? I still don't know how to pronounce that. On the Anduin. And sieging is already beginning. Does look like they're going to get too much damage, though. However, XP advantage is actually nowhere. Things are kind of chill at the moment. I did zoom out right. Yep. Let's throw out some talents while people... I suddenly lost the ability to speak. More water. I'm actually out already. Crap. Anyway. We do have Arrow Quest for the Vala. Everything else is pretty standard. Quest is already pretty far, honestly. Everything else is, yeah. On both sides is pretty standard. Dwarf Block is uncommon, though. Whenever I see Striker Killer, I get a Talking Head song stuck in my head. I don't know what song that is. I'm curious. I'll have to check it out. Hey, he named himself useless, Sting Andrew. Camp does get cleared out. Objective will be up momentarily. It is a red-sided objective here. Hogger is going to go ahead and pick up the Bruiser camp here. He can solo camps. Does it pretty well, actually. We aren't going to have a talent tier advantage here. But it does look like High Inquisitors is going to get this objective mostly for free. Actually, completely for free. The objective is picked up. High Inquisitors is walking away from the fight, which is exactly the right move. Unfortunately, Business of Ferrets was not able to respond to the objective quickly enough. They did not realize just how fast that objective would be picked up. CC combo onto the Beetle feels bad, man. This is a lot of early aggression from High Inquisitors, putting a lot of damage onto the early wall here. I'm curious, are they favored by the prediction? No one made the prediction. Do I need to put out another prediction? It's too late for me to put out another prediction. That's the name of the song. I'll have to look it up. Thank you. I'm not even gonna try. It's a lot of letters. If you want to put how to pronounce your name, I'll pronounce it. But thank you nonetheless. I'm sorry, I can't even guess. Does look like Business of Ferrets is going to be aggressive onto this, and Sonya does go down. I was not paying enough attention to what happened there. This is a 5v4 fight because of that Sonya being down. And Business of Ferrets is going to be bullied away. They chose to go for map pick here, and it does not seem like it's going very well for them, I'll be perfectly honest. Next objective is a complete objective for the High Inquisitors, meaning that Business of Ferrets absolutely has to fight for the next objective. Honestly, seeing their behavior, I'm not sure why High Inquisitors banned out Cursed Hollow here. Invade does come out from the tank. He does not quite bounce where he needs to, though. Living Bomb bouncing all over the red team here. Objective, I was going to say, should be announced any second. There it is. Hoku's fine. Thank you. So yeah, thank you very much, Hoku. Objective is announced. High Inquisitors is positioning for the objective, trying to put some pressure on the map. Business of Ferrets has to be willing to give almost anything to win this objective, as they will guaranteed lose all 3 forts if this objective is grabbed by the High Inquisitors. Stun onto the Beetle. Root just a little too slow, but it does still hit the Beetle. Beetle does start getting squished. That is the danger when you are a Beetle hugger, losing a bit of health too. Business of Ferrets disengages. They benefit more from the hard disengage here. Murden, however, not caring about the disengage, taking a lot of damage. He does bounce or jump out. Stun just barely missing the Anduin. Murden is in a fair amount of danger, though. Does get the pull. Beetle does get squished there. Sonya trying to put a lot of pressure onto the Kel'Thas, making sure that not a whole lot goes down. Business of Ferrets does have 10s. Chasing does go on to the Vala as well as the Rhaegar, and they both go down. Business of Ferrets starting to show what they were built for. They definitely drafted for the 10s here. And they do pick up the objective. 2 to 1 here on the in terms of objective count. I can't speak. Lots of damage onto the Murden. The prayer does go out though, and they do disengage. About half of that structure, or half of the bottom fort's damage, is taken by Business of Ferrets. And more camps are picked up. Not sure where to look here, so I'll just look at these guys for now. Objective will be up momentarily. And here it comes. Lunara is in that bot lane, though, trying to answer that camp, meaning that Business of Ferrets have to try and stall as long as humanly possible here, as they are down numbers. They have a few methods of stalling, though, so that should help them out in the long run. That Living Bomb poke is quite nasty, though. Lunara is back into the fray. Living Bomb onto the Hogger. Unstoppable goes out. Hogger stays in the fray. Lunara dropping very quickly, but so are all the blue health bars. A little bit of more damage focus, and there are definitely blue corpses, and I think Business of Ferrets does win this objective, but potentially loses bot fort in exchange. 2 for 2, they absolutely can win the next objective. I'm pretty sure this fort is either dead or nearly dead. Shake it off? Yes, absolutely. Just shake it off, regroup. You guys can do it. And that goes for both teams, honestly. Business of Ferrets have already definitely shaken it off and regrouped, though.
Another seed is about to sprout, heroes. Be ready for it.
Where's the seed? This is a kind of neutral seed, honestly. Interesting stalling the camp. Not entirely sure why they're stalling the camp. I think for the rotation wave? Or the...
Gather the seed,
Huh.
heroes, quickly.
Honestly, interesting choice. I'm curious if that'll benefit them at all. Cocoon does go out. The Lunara should be able to burn it very quickly, but instead burns the Beetle. With the Beetle down, that is going to be very difficult for the re-engage. Light Bomb does not find anyone, however, stun onto the Kel'Thas. Chasing does commence puts Hogger in a lot of danger. He does pop the stun to try and save himself, but is unsuccessful. That is a 2-for-0 trade, and the first objective goes in favor of Business of Ferrets. They're also pushing with talent here. That's going to be rough. Vala in a fair amount of danger, but does get healed up just fine. Mid fort is the first fort to fall in the game. Little bit of poking going on, nothing too committal at the moment. Trying to pick up the Vala, but she just manages to walk away, just barely. Everyone is back up, though. And same talent tier. Middle objective does get cleared out, only taking down the fort and a tower. Top fort is down, though. As is bottom. Oh no. Oh no, in the rotation gank! Cocoon does go onto the Murden to try and prevent it, and the counter gank is successful, taking out the Tychus, but they cannot afford to chase. They have to go after these objectives and try and clear these lanes. Top, of course, being the highest priority. It is actually the only one left now, and it does get cleared out, and it is only forts that are lost. Tychus does go down as part of the aggressive moves from Business of Ferrets, but are they really going to lose anything from the Tychus being lost? Probably not. Probably not. Both sides going to pick up their camps. 16s are in place for Business of Ferrets. This might be a 4v4. Light Bomb goes out. A little bit of miscommunication there. Hogger doing the best he can. Beetle over the wall. Camp does get taken, even though they have the 5. They don't want to fight down the talent tiers. They do give it up. That is a lot of pressure that has to be answered in the bot lane sometime within the next, I want to say 15 seconds? I think 15 seconds is fair. Tychus is back into the game now. And it does look like that bot pressure is going to be answered sooner rather than later. Top camp is picked up. Hogger trying to catch his team back on experience.
A seed has been planted.
Also trying to do some counter-sieging here. Honestly, if High Inquisitors can get 16, they can definitely win the seed. And if they can win the seed, they can start their comeback. Like, the structures are very low on the side of Business of Ferrets, which means one objective, they might actually get a keep. Camp does get picked up by High Inquisitors. Does not look like they're going to get 16s in time. And it does look like they agree with that assessment, going instead to go clear the lanes and provide as much map pressure as they can. Vala looks interested in attacking the fort, actually. And we might see a bit of a base race happen here. They do have Beetle. Like, the Beetle does a lot of siege. Fort does go down, but the pressure is onto the keep. Hogger doing the best he can, but he is dropping. Light Bomb does go out. Multiple stuns does shut Hogger down and does kill him. Business of Ferrets, however, focusing on the Hogger. Hogger did manage to die to save a keep. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Seed is up. Hogger's gonna be up just barely after the seed. So High Inquisitors might be able to fight this. They need to buy time for Hogger to arrive, and I don't think they can do that safely. More camps being picked up. Oh, wait. Cocoon does go out. Gets almost instantly burned down. Sonya's the only one on the seed. Looks like it's being given by the High Inquisitors. Yep. She does manage to get it. Pressure has been reset, though, which is pretty huge, but the next seed is an objective for whoever gets it. I never know what to look at on maps this large, I'll be honest. Like, I try my best, but there's usually just so much going on. A little bit of sieging coming out from the High Inquisitors. Seed does get announced.
I trust you know what to do, heroes.
Both sides probably just gonna wait out for the objective. Business of Ferrets very close to 20s, though. I think they'll have it in time for objective. Yep. I don't know what the play is here for High Inquisitors. They seem willing to take the fight. Cocoon does go out. Pool goes on to the Tychus. Phoenix does pop. Murden pops the Avatar. Beetle goes down very quickly. Ancestral onto the Beetle. Buys a little bit of time, but not enough. Multiple ults coming out, but it does look like High Inquisitors loses 3. Vala probably goes down here. Kel'Thas definitely goes down here. Lunara goes back to pick up the objective while the keep is going down. And the GGs are already getting called. Yeah, I don't see a world in which they pull this off. I try to be optimistic, but man, that core is going down fast, and it's still 5 seconds for the first person to come up, let alone everybody. Yeah. GG's, and we are on to a game 3. I need to go get water. I will be back momentarily. Alrighty! My apologies for the fact that none of the stats loaded. That's weird. But let's go ahead and hop into... actually, they already... Okay. They did not already set up the next lobby. I would have felt really bad if they set up the next lobby. But we are on to a game 3. Welcome, studio! Yes. You probably do hear me laughing all the way from your house. I'm being quite loud. As for what's happening here, we're on to a game 3, actually. Which is always good fun. Aside from that, not much is happening. Alright, so that's where we're going. Who picked? Alright. Okay. Makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. Alright, let me do some quick housekeeping stuff. But looks like everybody else is ready, so I feel bad that I'm doing housekeeping stuff, but I'm doing housekeeping stuff nonetheless, and I meant to pause into the game! So, High Inquisitors won the coin flip. They decided to go for first pick. Business of Ferrets then takes, banned out Dragonshire as well as Towers of Doom. High Inquisitors banned out Battlefield of Eternity as well as Cursed Hollow. Business of Ferrets then takes us to Infernal Shrines, which they lost. And then they take us to Garden of Terror, which they win, leading to a Game 3, where High Inquisitors goes for the map pick and takes us to Braxis Holdout, declaring once and for all that they have the superior offlane. Nice hair today, thank you very much. I have actually put some decent work into my hair lately, mostly because, for some reason, I don't know what happened. Something happened. One sec. But mostly because I've been getting some weird residue on my hair. Probably because my water's been weird. But nevertheless, I've been taking good care of my hair. It just feels weird. I'm confused. And unpause the recording and hop back into the draft. And we have no catch-up to do because... yeah. Yeah, let's go! I like the excitement. No one's talking during the games. Like, every once in a while, I kind of want to interact with you guys during the games. But I get it. You guys are focused, excited. Oh, I'm already almost out of my next drink, too. I have a lot of messages. People have to wait for me to finish casting. For the record, I'm in double digits. I'm never in double digits of notifications. I'm, like, obsessive about making sure I'm not in double digits. Alright, Brightwing is the first ban, followed by a Muradin Respect ban. To be fair, he is pretty good on this map, too. He just takes a bunch of poke damage and then walks away. I'm curious what this is going to be. Alphos, maybe? The May ban. Looks like we're going to get a starved tank game here. Poor tank players. Stukov Respect ban! Ah, feels good, feels good. I can just feel the joy radiating off of Business of Ferrets. I definitely need to ask about if they win. Actually, I'm going to ask about it either way. And the Johanna first pick. The Crusade calls indeed. I just realized, I think the audio balancing isn't great. You guys hear this? Game 3 hype for the win! Abso-freaking-lutely! But you guys hear the game sounds and stuff fine? Let me know if you guys want me to turn that up at all. Anduin and Junkrat pickups makes sense. You don't really want Anduin and Johanna to be on the same team. If you can prevent it. Junkrat also makes sense. Lots of point control. A little surprised we didn't see an offlane instead of a Junkrat. Rhaegar and Gul'dan are the next pickups. Kind of surprised we don't have an Orc Johanna. That skin's not banned, right? Either way. Curious what this is. Offlane, maybe? Tychus. Another probably respect ban. Curious what this is, then. This has got to be an offlane, right? Like, this is the offlane map. And Garrosh! Does make sense, actually. Yeah, especially with Rhaegar. Like, Rhaegar can easily end up getting thrown by Garrosh if you slip up. Jaina? Makes sense. ETC. Really? Offlane is waiting till the end. We probably don't have a Rexar player. That's probably it, actually. In which case, the offlaners are trying to pick to counter the other. Curious. I have no guesses. Hanzo Hogger. I guess he does have a decent amount of point control, as well as sustain. I just don't feel like this is a good Hogger map. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Like I said, that point control's pretty significant, but yeah. I think Sonya beats Hogger. Pretty sure Sonya beats Hogger. But does not matter in the moment. There are other things to set up, like the prediction. Game 3 hype. Sure, we'll add the tilde. I'm running out of funny things, so we'll just say Inquisitors and Ferrets. Because I don't have time! Wait. Back! Crap. 2 minutes. Start prediction. Go! Gamble! Be free! Alright. It is taking a while to load. I apparently did not need to rush. Alrighty. So, for the final time, on the left side, we have the High Inquisitors, with Killer Fairy on Jaina, Pina Colada on Junkrat, Skin Maniac on Anduin, and, Striker Killer on ETC, and Funko trying to control the top lane on Sonya. On the right side, we have Business of Ferrets, CCS9, Is This a Crossover? With Vince Noir on the Gul'dan, Memzed on Johanna, I'm a Burb on the Hanzo. Oh my word, Johanna's in danger! Wow! First blood fast. Kagamelen on Rhaegar, and Useless on Hogger. Again, trying to fight for the top lane. Let's throw on the talents. I apparently selected someone here. There we go. There we go. Alright. So not a whole lot going on aside from that first blood right out of the gate.
The beacons are energizing. You have to control them.
Beacons are announced, and it does look like Sonya is already winning the top lane battle. Gul'dan trying to pick up, or Gul'dan and Rhaegar trying to pick up that top camp early to try and help out Hogger. That'll help a little bit, but I don't know how long that'll help. Looks like High Inquisitors is also going for their camp.
The beacons have activated.
Oh, and we might see a base race going on here, honestly. Business Affairs pushing top. And I'm not sure who has the better siege. Let's go Striker. Everybody apparently likes Striker. Yeah, no, we've got a base race going. Oh my word. I had a scrim that was a base race all the way to the end. It was like the shortest scrim ever. Johanna does go down. With Gul'dan low on HP and mana, the top is going to slow down quite a bit here. This is close. Yeah. Ports go down simultaneously! Wow! Wow! We've got... Oh my word, we have a base race. Oh, Hogger's rotating, gets stunned by the ETC. Lots of damage going on to him. Blizzard trying to zone him away from his retreat, but he does manage to run away. Objective finally getting focused on here. And it is going in favor of the High Inquisitors at the moment. Big rotation onto the top lane there. Sonya getting bullied off of the point. 50% of the objective picked up by High Inquisitors. So they are over the minimum value at the moment. Are we going back to base race? Is that what's going to happen here? Sonya in a little bit of danger, though. And she does manage to get away. The camp is getting stolen by this business of Ferrets. And it looks like we're once again going into base race territory. No, actually, as the High Inquisitors does start to walk away. Poor Johanna getting actually quite bullied this game. The Immortal Wall not so immortal at the moment. 14% of the objectives picked up for Business of Ferrets. Stun onto the Johanna. Unstoppable gets popped. Shield gets broken. Sonya does begin to answer the top lane. 72% of the objective is picked up for the High Inquisitors, and the number keeps counting. Johanna walking onto the point, trying to buy as much time as she can, but she does go down. The poke just a little too strong. And this is in 100-18 Zergwave. Stun onto the Hogger, going down very quickly. Lots of damage from the Gul'dan, but he does not have a whole lot of mana or health to speak of. Big body blocking onto Useless, poor guy! And he does go down because ETC is a fat cow. That is the literal reason he died there. Zergwave finally begins to hit the wall. Zergwave on the top, already answered by Sonya here. For those of you who don't know, these big guys in the back will keep summoning minions so long as they're alive, so they do need to die. It looks like High Inquisitors are running out of steam, and they do back off from the fight. Talents, or levels, are 9 to 7, which means 10 talent here will be available for the High Inquisitors very soon if they want to try and push something aggressive. However, they are currently just trying to reset. Makes sense. Not a whole lot of value gotten from the Zerg wave, honestly. Just a front wall. To be fair, it's a keep front wall, and we're 6 minutes in. So... I don't know what the quote is, but I'm assuming it's something I said? I don't know, if it's something I said, feel free to clip it. I'm curious now. Looks like we might be going into another base race in the opposite lanes. Nope, it would appear that Business of Ferrets is not appreciating another base race, especially with 10 advantage being on the side of Inquisitors here. Light Bomb does go out onto 2, as does the Mosh Pit. Big Tire goes out, Gul'dan losing a lot of his health. He does drop, as does the Rhaegar. Johanna losing a lot of HP. Just poor girl getting bullied into oblivion as she goes down as well. Hanzo doing everything he can to stay alive. But the bloodlust is strong with these ones, as they decide to chase him down instead of killing the fort. EDC doing what he can to stay alive under the bombardment of the fort. He barely stayed alive. Oh, that's how you pronounce it. Okay. Oh, yeah, I can see that now. I'm sorry. Yeah, you little C's. Big arrow onto the Jaina, forcing the pull out. The chase continues from Business of Ferrets. Sonya, sitting in the bush, does manage to get a small stun, does leap onto 2. Tyre coming in to try and back up the Sonya. Hanzo getting absolutely bullied out of this fight, but does manage to kill the Tyre. Junkrat now miles behind. Hogger doing a lot of damage in the backline. Sonya kills the Hanzo, but does get feared into the entire enemy team, which is happy for her, because she just spins and gets all of her health back. Light Bomb does not find any. Rhaegar getting hunted down by a mine. My word, Striker, you have a lot of fans. Bruiser Camp is starting. Looks like High Inquisitors want it instead, though. Mosh Pit does go out, Hogger does go down. Arrow to stop the Mosh Pit. Johanna doing everything she can to stay alive, but she does not have many health points at the moment, and ETC has no mana at the moment. Camp almost resets there. Does manage to be picked up by the High Inquisitors, who had the objective. I missed that detail. They do have the objective, and it's 100 to 0. I want to make a prediction. I think Business of Ferrets are going to ban out Brax's Holdout from now on. Potentially not. It is very potentially not. To be fair, their strengths seem very heavy on the macro, and this is not a game or map that you can benefit the macro. Siege does begin from the Zerg wave here. Lots of damage onto the wall. Johanna does get stunned and killed by the tire. Come on, Business of Ferrets. You're still in this game. You gotta see by their movements that they're kind of, like, giving up, but they absolutely can get back in this. That fear seems to reinvigorate them a little bit. Bit of damage onto the Jaina. Keep does go down, but the High Inquisitors do begin to back off, meaning Business of Ferrets goes ahead and clears up that Zerg wave.
Field research is so exciting, they said. Oh, I'll show them some excitement.
The High Inquisitors go and try and continue their crusade of painting the map blue, which makes sense given their name. Boss does get checked by Business of Ferrets, just in case. High Inquisitors do have 13 advantage at the moment. Not much to fight over, though. I guess they could try and go for 1 or 2 kills and then go for boss, but, I mean, now they have to wait for 16s. Oh, that's Pummel. I was gonna say, is that the one that you activate it and it just, like, gives you a non-talented Hog Wild for a while? That, like, always gets you killed? Does look like we might see a fight. 16s are about to pop for the High Inquisitors, and that is 16s. But they decide they don't want to fight. Instead, it looks like they want to potentially go for boss or bait it. Neither. They just want to walk through the boss pit. Look at this guy. Look at him. Is he not a threat? Do you not feel the need to kill him? Anyway, both sides just trying to kind of maintain the status quo at the moment. Business of Ferrets want to finish off this fort here. Looks like easily done. Yeah, the minions should have that. On the other side, the High Inquisitors do pick up that top camp on cooldown. ETC chilling in the bush.
Has destroyed a fort.
Slide onto the Hogger. Solo mosh onto Hogger. Tons of just... They pressed R. I'm going to stop commentating and just say they pressed R. They pressed R, Hogger exploded. That's what happened. Both sides, or both top and bottom, are being picked up by the High Inquisitors. Sonya is on her own, so she might be able to be picked off here. Team's close enough to respond. Bottom camp does get picked up. Ancestral goes out just a little too late onto the Hanzo. Fear trying to save the Gul'dan. Does not. And the rest of the R's do come out, finishing off the Johanna there. And it looks like the core call does happen. Maybe a tad aggressive. Hogger can kind of punish this pretty well. Yeah, no, Jane is dropping very quickly here. Some core damage is going out. Ancestral keeps the Hogger afloat. Blue health bars very low. Hanzo's back in the fight. Arrow comes out, taking out the Sonya. They are not out of this game yet. Skin Maniac does go down as well. A bottom lane needs to be answered, as well as the objective needs to be neutralized. Looks like Hogger is going to go for the objective, and Johanna is going to answer that bottom lane. This is a 50% Zerg wave at the moment. Top is picked up by red team as well. The Zerg wave isn't pushing onto a super defended lane. ETC does see this camp being picked up, does slide onto the Hanzo. Stun keeps the mosh pit from doing much, and I think it's on long cooldown. It is! ETC is very low. Tyre does go out, taking out the Hanzo, but Jaina falls as well, and the ETC fell in the middle of that. Business of Ferrets very much still in this game here. And they do decide to go for the boss with those staggered deaths. It is very much telegraphed. I don't know which lane it is going to go in, because I don't know which is more defended. I think this boss is going to go for Business of Ferrets. So they kind of want it to go bot, so they can just ignore the Zerg wave. Light Bomb goes out, and the jump onto the point. No one's getting there. Fear gets the Sonya off. Blue health bars dropping ridiculously fast, and Junkrat falls ancestral onto someone there. Arrow from the middle of nowhere. Doesn't manage to find anyone. Bottom keep is in a fair amount of danger. This does need to be answered, and it looks like Hanzo's going to be the one to answer it. Boss is pushing with the Zerg wave. That is nearly impossible to fight back against. Lots of aggression onto the Sonya there, but it looks like Hogger's going to go down instead of the Sonya, but this is still a nasty wave. Johanna also does not have mana, gets pretty aggressive. The mosh pit does go out onto Johanna as well as the Rhaegar. Core dropping very quickly, though. Johanna goes down, but so does the core. 0 to 12%. Wow. I mean... Wow. I don't know what else to say. Like, legitimately. Mick Teru, by the way, thank you for the follow and welcome to the community. Nice to have you. Don't go anywhere, guys, as we are going to have an interview. Oh my word. Just go to coin toss 5. Hello! Give me a second so that everybody can hear you. Go ahead and talk quick.
Beep boop. Bop,
there we go. Awesome! So, that was a series and a half.
Yeah, my heart is still pounding right now.
I'll be honest, I don't know where to start.
I don't blame you.
I guess we'll start with, how does it feel to have the respect bands coming out?
Oh, feels really good, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no,
so we were actually laughing because there was some scouting happening in the CCS Discord.
Okay.
On our team by them, and we were like, well, we've completely, the players that we still have from the last season that we played together have changed, but the players that we still have changed roles. I'm literally the only consistent role on the team through the last season, so I was like, they're pretty much just gonna scout me from this then, so we were prepared.
That's fair, that's very fair. But yeah, no, I remember very clearly when I was healing and I like got mega starved out. It always felt good.
Yeah, no.
But yeah,
feels cool.
So the second map pick, that felt pretty targeted since it's basically Cursed Hollow.
Yeah, our team definitely, I mean, this is no secret, our team definitely likes Cursed Hollow and Garden, and part of it is because they're so similar.
Yeah, I mean, like, seeing you guys play, it definitely, like, I could definitely see a lot of strengths in the macro, and
yes.
It makes sense what maps you'd like. It also makes sense that your opponent would pick up on that and take you to Brax's Holdout.
And my team hates Praxis, and I love it. So I was sitting there cheering.
Fair. That's very fair. But that does segue into the most amazing Game 3 of Game 3s. That first base race, that's gotta be stressful in and of itself. Like,
yeah.
I was sitting there and I saw, like, a 2% HP and 2% mana Gul'dan trying desperately to finish off a fort, and I'm just like, my word!
Oh my goodness, yes, no, and I was sitting there and I was like, dude, I don't have the health for this.
I mean, yeah, no, I was like, Inquisitors are catching up just because a lot of the siege is in Gul'dan, and Gul'dan is out of steam.
Yes, I did not have the ability to step forward and drain anything in that particular moment just because I was so low already, and I know that the moment I drain something in tower range, I'm getting aggro.
Yeah. And then it ended with a base race too. 12% core, I think, was the final number on your guys' core.
12%. I looked after. I refused to look during the game because I didn't want to stress myself out more. And Lily, our Hanzo player Burb, was actually just body tanking whatever she could over the core so that we could last as long as possible.
Yeah, no, I did not look to see how well the Hanzo was fighting that way.
No, she mentioned it after. She was like, the 3 big guys in the back, I was just body tanking the damage as long as I could, hoping it would hold out.
Well, it seemed to be enough, because that probably would have been the 12% they needed, honestly. Like,
yes,
oh my
and
word.
We were sitting there debating on whether or not she should be with us, and we're like, no, someone has to stay behind.
Absolutely.
And she was already nearby, so...
Yeah, no, that... Like, in several of those fights, like, I can't think of any specific ones off the top of my head, but basically all of those fights were, like, 3 pixels away from a win or loss for both sides, like...
Yeah, it was close.
I will say, it looked like you guys were kind of getting disheartened when they were pushing onto your core, and then you guys somehow managed to rally it together. Is that anyone specific that managed to rally you guys together, or is that just a strength of you guys?
I would actually argue that we were not disheartened. I have a very firm belief that I will never GG until the core is at 0%, because I have a history of seeing my team just absolutely turn it around at the most insane core numbers. And like so we were just watching the death timers, and we were like, all right, now you do this, now you do this, just making the calls, and it worked.
All right. Apologies for misreading it.
No, you're good. It's easy to assume that we would be disheartened there.
I don't know, just the way you guys were moving around, I was like, come on, guys, you aren't out of this yet. Pull it together. Like, you guys
I definitely think my team was thrown off by the map pick, and that got to the team a little bit, just because we don't practice on it very much.
Very fair. But yeah, like, that was a solid game. That was anyone's game. When it comes down to things being that close and borderline luck, like, you love to see games that close.
Yeah. And our team's been doing a really good job at communicating with each other, and that, I think that definitely helped turn that around.
Oh, that showed. As someone who used to play healer, I saw a lot of tank healer combos that I absolutely love to see, and you rarely see them below like the top 2 divs. So when I see it, I try and call it because it's always amazing. Like, absolutely.
I will let them know. They'll be pleased.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm out of questions. So if you want to go ahead and do any shout-outs, go for it.
Yeah, I'd like to shout out to the other team, the Inquisitors, because they were absolutely wonderful to play with. And I'd like to shout out to my own team, obviously, who are also wonderful to play with, and I love them dearly. Shout out to you for casting us. We greatly appreciate it. And for anyone watching.
Thank you very much, and good luck in the rest of your season.
Yes, thank you. Have a wonderful night.
You too. All right. Thank you for coming. Like, you don't need to thank me for the stream. I'm gonna quickly wrap up the recording, but do some more interaction stuff. So, yeah.